It was a bit long, but for the Matzes, it's worth
There
it.
you go. There you go. Thank you, sir. Senate will come to order. Everyone can please be seated. Mr. Carpenter, would you please call the roll?
Senators Aguilar, Baumgardner, Cook, Quorum, Court, Crowder, Donovan, Finberg, Fields, Garcia, Gardner, Guzman, Hill, Holbert, John, Jones, Kagan, Kafalas, Kerr, Lambert,
You are? Oh, Lambert is excused.
Lumberg, Marble, Martinez Jimenez, Merrifield, Moreno,
Excused.
Neville, Priola, Scott, Smallwood, Sonnenberg, Tate, Todd, Williams, Zinzinger. Mr. President,
Here. Morning roll call is 33 present, 0 absent, 2 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Lundberg. National anthem. Make the introduction.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. It's my privilege to introduce a young lady who will sing the national anthem for us today. This is Homeschool Day at the Capitol, and she is a homeschool student. Alexandria Vaughn is her name, and her family is with us as well, but please rise respectfully for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Senator Court, your turn.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, right, my turn. Thanks very much. I don't have a voice, but I will simply ask all of you, members and guests, to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Please add Senator Moreno to the roll. Approval of the journal, Senator Zinzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the reading of the Journal of April the 6th be dispensed with and approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate proceed out of order for a tribute.
Motion before the body is for the Senate to proceed out of order for purposes of presenting a tribute. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and we will proceed out of order. Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I believe it's also in order for me to ask for a moment of personal privilege to present this tribute.
It is, and granted.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mr. President, even as I reminded yourself and the members on Monday that today is not only opening day for some team of some sort,
Some team.
but it is also Homeschool Day at the Capitol, and I prepared a tribute which you so graciously signed for the honoring the organization that really puts this gathering together down here at the Capitol for the homeschool community every year. And And therefore, let me read portions of it at least. The Colorado Legislature, the Senate of the Colorado Legislature hereby extends heartiest congratulations and commendation to Christian Home Educators of Colorado. Christian Home Educators of Colorado has provided information, leadership, and resources for tens of thousands of families over the past quarter of a century. As home education has flourished, this organization, usually known as CHEC, has been at the forefront of this movement. And God has been gracious to this ministry, comprised simply of homeschooling parents who have volunteered their time and their resources to bless other families whose children have grown to be responsible citizens that love God and serve others. On request of Senator Kevin Lundberg, given the 7th day of April 2017, signed by Kevin J. Grantham, President of the Senate. And Mr. President, I do thank you for this moment that we could spend to simply acknowledge this, and would invite you, as well as everybody else, to join us on the west steps of the Capitol at noon. We'll have a pretty good rally there, and we'd be glad to acknowledge anybody from the legislature who joins us. So thank you again, Mr. President, and I thank all of those who are here today to be a part of this important day.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Hill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Request a moment of personal privilege, please.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I actually was not much of a believer in homeschooling. I grew up in a different world, went to a private Christian school, and then went to that school for troubled youth in Colorado Springs that some people now call the Air Force Academy. And then went on and got an advanced degree, and very much education was a huge part of my life and my culture. And my wife and I, just as we worked through with our 4 children, came to realize what a great option this is and how unique Colorado is in providing us with these opportunities. So much so that I didn't know we were doing this today, but I actually have my 4 homeschooled children in the back with me today. Emily has a teacher's retreat with about 10 of her co-teachers that they work in a cooperative school together. And so I'm on dad duty for 72 hours, and it has been an absolute delight to spend time with my children, and just really appreciative that Colorado law allows us this opportunity to have an education that is tailored to the needs of each and every child and each and every family. So thank you very much, Senator, for bringing this.
Are we? Colleagues, we have a whole lot of folks in the chamber, and I can't mention it, but in that other place upstairs on the 3rd floor that happens to look over the Senate floor, here to be with us for this homeschool day at the Capitol. Could we just welcome them, please, colleagues, and welcome them here to the Capitol and show how glad we are to have them. Mr. Carpenter, committee reports.
April 7, 2017, Committee on Appropriations. After consideration of Mayor's Committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 121 be amended as follows. As so amended, be referred to Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation. April 6, 2017, Committee on Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 235 be postponed indefinitely. April 6, 2017, Committee on Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following. House Bill 1233 be referred to Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation. April 6, 2017, Committee on Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following. House Bill 1219 be referred to Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation. Recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. April 6, 2017, Committee on Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee recommends the following. House Bill 1008 be referred to Committee of the Whole with a favorable recommendation. April 6, 2017, Committee on Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy has sat under consideration, had hearing on the following appointments, and recommends the appointments be confirmed. Members of the Water Quality Control Commission for terms expiring February 15, 2019. Barbara Jean Biggs of Denver, Colorado, reappointed. Kevin James Greer of Englewood, Colorado, appointed. Frederick J. Minzer of Breckenridge, Colorado, appointed for terms expiring February 15, 2020. Jane Keith Clary of Centennial, Colorado, appointed. David Baumgartner of Gunnison, Colorado, to serve as representative. Liz West of the Continental Divide, reappointed. April 6, 2017, the Community Education has had under consideration had a hearing on the following appointments and recommends the appointments be placed on the consent calendar and confirmed. Members of the Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees, effective December 31st, 2016, for term expiring December 31st, 2020. Timothy John Haddon of Denver, Colorado, and unaffiliated, serve as a graduate of the Colorado School of Mines, reappointed. Jesus Juan Salazar of Denver, Colorado, Democrat, to serve as graduate of the Colorado School of Mines, appointed. Charles S. McNeil of Cherry Hill Village, Colorado, Republican, to serve as graduate, appointed. April 6, 2017, the Community Education has had under consideration had hearing on the following appointments. Recommends the appointments be placed on the consent calendar and confirmed into the College Invest Board of Directors for term expiring July 31st, 2020. Jason B. Maples of Greenwood Village, Colorado, reappointed. April 6, 2017, Community Education, after consideration of Mayor's Committee, recommends the following. Senate Bill 272 be amended as follows. As so amended, referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. April 6, 2017, Community Education, after consideration of Mayor's Committee, recommends the following. House Bill 1160 be amended as follows. As so amended, referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. April 6, 2017, Committee on Health and Human Services, after consideration of Mayor's Committee, recommends the following. House Bill 1185 be referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation. Recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. April 6, 2017, Committee on Health and Human Services, after consideration of Mayor's Committee, recommends the following. Senate Bill 268 be amended as follows. As so amended, referred to Committee of the Whole, the favorable recommendation.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate proceed out of order for consideration of House amendments to Senate bill.
The motion is to proceed out of order for consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and we'll proceed out of order. The following members are appointed to conference. Oh, we have to. Gotcha. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title to Senate Bill 213.
Senate Bill 213 by Senators Hill and Moreno and Representatives Winter and Bridges concerning authorization for automated driving systems to control motor vehicles throughout Colorado.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, in very typical fashion these days, the House had a bit of a hiccup as they made changes to Senate Bill 213. We had great debate on this. Ask that because of one minor change on liability and insurance, Mr. President, we'd like to reject, and I move that we reject House amendments and go to conference committee.
Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, the House did some good work, but they did get one very small piece, in our opinion, wrong. And so both the House sponsors and the Senate sponsors are in agreement that we would go to a conference committee and strike two words. Just that's all we're doing in order to make sure that this is a bill that everyone can get behind. So I hope that you will support our request to reject House amendments and form a conference committee.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to reiterate, we worked with some great folks on the insurance side, on the legal side, on the manufacturer side, to all come up over the last 24 hours. I want to say thanks to the body for helping us work on that. We have one very minor change. This really is the goal of our conference committee. It's not going to be broad. One very minor change to change these couple of words. Ask for your support.
Is there any further discussion? The motion is for the Senate to not concur with the House amendments to Senate Bill 213 and that a conference committee be appointed. Are there any no votes? Senator Martinez-Humenick. With a vote of 33 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, that motion is adopted. Following senators are appointed as members of the first conference committee on Senate Bill 213, Senators Hill as chair, Senator Gardner, and Senator Moreno. Two other things first. Senate Services.
Senate Joint Correctly printed, Senate Joint Memorial 4, correctly reading gross, Senate Bill 222, 223, 224, 225, 226, 227, 228. Senate Joint Resolution 29, correctly enrolled. Senate Bill 51, Senate Joint Memorial 3, Senate Joint Resolution 26.
Message from the House.
The House has adopted and returns herewith Senate Joint Resolution 29.
Third reading of bills. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we lay over Senate Bill 71 until Monday, April 17th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 71 until Monday, April 17th. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will be laid over. General order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Coram.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second readings of bills consent calendar.
Motion for the body is to, excuse me. Motion for the body is to resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the general orders, second reading of bills consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the general orders, second reading of bills consent calendar, and Senator Coram will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. The Colt rule is relaxed. Will the clerk read the titles of all bills on the general orders, second reading of bills consent calendar?
House Bill 1218 by Representative Garnett and Senator Priola concerning expansion of the state's ability to share information about state financial institutions with other governmental regulators.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move all of the bill on the consent calendar consisting of House Bill 1218.
Is there any discussion? The motion before the body is the adoption of all bills on the general order consent calendar, second reading bills. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills on the consent calendar are adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the committee rise and report.
Doc. The motion is to rise and report. We got to vote on that. All those in favor say aye.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried.
Senate will come back to order. Senator Coram.
Committee has had a number of bills under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave to report that under consideration the following attached bills being the second reading thereof makes the following recommendation on House Bill 1218 passed in second reading order revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Senator Coram.
Thank you. I move for the adoption of the committee report.
The motion is for the adoption of the report to the Committee of the Whole. Are there any no votes? With the vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. House Bill 1218 passed on second reading in order revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General orders, second reading of bills. Senator Coram.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of general orders, second reading of bills.
The motion before the body is to resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the general orders, second reading of bills calendar. All those in favor say aye. All opposed say no. The motion is adopted, and the Senate will resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the general orders, second reading of bills calendar, and Senator Coram will take the chair.
The committee will come to order and the Colt rule is relaxed. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate bills?
House Bill 1123.
House Bill 1123.
House Bill 1123 by Representative Lebsack and Thurlow and Senator Marble concerning the ability of a local government to extend the hours during which alcohol beverages may be sold for consumption on a licensed premises.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we lay over House Bill 1123 until Thursday, April 13th.
The motion is to lay over House Bill 1123 until Thursday. Is there all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No. House Bill 1123 is laid over. Mr. Majority Leader. Will the clerk read the title to Senate Bill 138?
Senate Bill 138 by Senator Tate and Representative Foote concerning the role of election watchers in connection with the conduct of elections.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we lay over Senate Bill 138 until Monday, April 10th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 138 till Monday, April 10th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passed. Senate Bill 138 will be laid over. Pardon? Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 211?
Senate Bill 211 by Senator Scott and Representative Nunn concerning requirement that the state agency accept the full amount of a bid security bond issued by a surety company to prospective contractor for a public project.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we lay over Senate Bill 211 until Monday, April 10th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 211 till Monday, April 10th. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The bill is laid over. I'll play a tune here in a minute. Will the clerk please read the title of House Bill 215? 1215.
House Bill 1215 by Representative Coleman and Senator Gardner and Kagan concerning mental health support for peace officers.
Senator Kagan.
Mr. Chairman, I move House Bill 1215. And the committee report.
To the committee report. Senator Gardner.
Thank you. Please don't promote me, Mr. Chair. So the local government committee, with the consent of stakeholders and so forth, added a short amendment to make clear that county sheriff's officers and municipal police departments that apply for these grants are encouraged to collaborate with their county community mental health centers in their regions, which is consistent with the purposes of the bill. Ask for an aye vote on the committee report.
Is there any further discussion? The motion is to approve the committee report. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Committee report is approved. Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and we renew our motion for the passage of House Bill 1215 on second reading.
Senator Kagan.
Mr. Chair, I would just mention that, and I don't think he would mind me saying this publicly, our former colleague, Representative Vigil, spent a lifetime in law enforcement, and he confided to many people, and didn't confide, he's told many people that his experiences in law enforcement really had caused him considerable emotional pain from which he was suffering all his life. And he would have dearly loved to have had some support in dealing with that. And whenever I think of this bill, I think of our good friend, Representative Ed Vigil, and I urge an aye vote on this House Bill 1215.
Is there any further discussion? Senator Neville.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a question for the bill sponsors. Looking at the bill, I haven't really had a chance to study it too much, but studying this morning prior to second reading, I guess my question is regarding the gifts, grants, and donations and potential funding that may come from the General Assembly. Colleagues, my understanding is that departments of that our police departments and law enforcement agencies have counselors that are available already, and I'm just trying to understand what this means from a standpoint of extra dollars that may be coming from the general fund.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, if I understand the question, the fiscal note notes potential gifts, grants, and donations. There are not monies available in the general fund. This is rather a program, as so many, started with an idea that perhaps there would be some appropriation, but the money is just not there. There are, however, many groups interested in mental health with respect to law enforcement officers. There are mental health grants and funds that are available as well. And so the expectation is that departments that do have these, and while as the good senator from unincorporated Jefferson County notes, many departments have counselors, small departments do not. Small rural sheriff's departments often do not. And so this is an encouragement to them and a facilitation bill. And I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1215 as amended. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? House Bill 1215 passes. Will the clerk please read the title of 1203?
House Bill 1203 by Representative Lebsack and Senators Martinez, Humanic, and Crowder concerning the authority of certain local governments to levy a special sales tax on retail marijuana in certain circumstances subject to voter approval by the eligible electors of the local government.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we lay over House Bill 1203 until Monday, April 10th.
The motion is to lay over House Bill 1203 till Monday, April 10th. Is there any objection? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed? House Bill 1203 is laid over as requested. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the committee to rise and report. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The committee will rise and report.
Senate will come back to order. Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has heard a number of bills on the second reading of bills. Will the clerk please read the title of those, please? The report.
Mr. President, your committee of the whole base leave reports had under consideration the following test bills being the second read over makes the following recommendation to run. House Bill 1215 is amended, passed the second read order, revised and placed on the calendar for third reading, final patches. Senate Bill 138, Senate Bill 211, Senate Bill 12, House Bill 1203 laid over until 41017, retaining the place on the calendar. House Bill 1123 laid over until 41317, retaining its place on the calendar.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the adoption of the committee report.
The motion is for the adoption of the report to the committee of the whole. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. House Bill 1215 is amended, passed on second reading, ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 138, Senate Bill 211, House Bill 1203 laid over until 41017, retaining their place on the calendar. House Bill 1123 laid over until 41317 and retaining its place on the calendar. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate take up a special orders calendar at the hour of 9:39 a.m. to consist of the general orders second reading of bills consent calendar for Monday, April 10th. Members, if you will look at page 2 and 3 of your calendar for today, there are 13 bills on the second reading of bills consent calendar scheduled for Monday. And with your permission, we will take up those 13 bills and send them off to our friends in the lower chamber. We need to vote on the motion.
Okay.
The motion before the body is to take up special orders at the hour of 9:39 a.m. The motion requires a two-thirds vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that motion is adopted, and the Senate will take up special orders at the hour of 9:39 a.m. Special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, special reading consent calendars for on Monday, October 10th calendar, something like that.
The motion is for the body to resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the Senate will resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of the special orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, and Senator Quorum will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration. Okay, I did that. The committee will come to order. The cult rule is relaxed. Will the clerk please read the titles of all bills on the special orders consent calendar?
Will the secretary get the door open?
I mean, I'm putting the calendar together.
All right.
I don't know what you would do.
All right. Only told her like a half hour ago.
House Bill 1224 by Representative Kraft, Auburn, Senator Gardner concerning penalties for accessing drugs in a manner that violates the Colorado Food and Drug Act. House Bill 1189 by Representative Danielson and Thurlow and Senator Scott concerning the limit on the number of terms a member of the Colorado Wine Industry Development Board may serve. Senate Bill 249 by Senator Smallwood and Williams and Representative Janal concerning the continuation of the Division of Insurance and in connection therewith implementing the recommendations contained in the 2016 Sunset Report by the Department of Regulatory Agencies. House Bill 1177 by Representative Wist and Garnett and Senator Cook concerning the use of alternative methods of resolving disputes that arise under the Colorado Open Records Act. House Bill 1027 by Representative Becker J. and Buckner and Senators Gardner and Garcia concerning the Emily Maureen Ellen Keyes Organ and Tissue Donation Awareness Fund and in connection therewith changing the name of the fund, removing the repeal date of the fund, requiring an annual report on the use of donated funds, clarifying that an organ and tissue donor designation is effective unless revoked by the donor and making an appropriation. House Bill 1070 by Representative Wilson and Senators Quorum and Donovan concerning the use of unmanned aircraft systems to perform government functions relating to certain public safety functions and in connection therewith requiring the Center of Excellence within the Department of Public Safety to perform a study and operate a pilot program. House Bill 1120 by Representative Willett and Senator Quorum concerning the designation of a campus liquor complex on the campus of an institution of higher education that is licensed to serve alcohol beverages for consumption on the licensed premises to allow the institution to obtain permits to serve alcohol beverages at other facilities within its campus liquor complex and in connection therewith making an appropriation. House Bill 1221 by Representative Willett and Pabon and Senators Aguilar and Cook concerning gray and black market marijuana enforcement efforts and in connection therewith making an appropriation. Senate Bill 28 by Senator Gardner and Representative Norberg concerning the promotion of healthy families through the sharing of information related to the investigation of child abuse or neglect between departments of human services and military installations when a person affiliated with a military installation is involved in the investigation. Senate Bill 91 by Senator Crowder and Moreno and Representative Janal concerning allowing Medicaid home health services to be provided in the community. Senate Bill 126 by Senator Guzman and Gardner and Representative Hamner and Willett concerning the Colorado Domestic Violence Fatality Review Board. Senate Bill 201 by Senator Cook and Fields concerning the continuation of the Domestic Violence Offender Management Board and in connection therewith implementing the recommendations of the 2016 Sunset Report issued by the Department of Regulatory Agencies. Senate Bill 212 by Senator Crowder and Representative Weisman concerning the continuation of the Colorado Board of Veterans Affairs.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move all of the bills on the special orders second reading of bills consent calendar consisting of House Bill 1224, House Bill 1189, Senate Bill 249, and the associated report from Business, Labor, and Technology Committee, House Bill 1177, House Bill 1027, and the related Finance Committee report, House Bill 1070, and the Agricultural, Natural Resources, and Energy Committee report, House Bill 1120, House Bill 1221, Senate Bill 28, and the committee reports from Health and Human Services and Appropriations, Senate Bill 91, and the Appropriations Committee report, Senate Bill 126, and the committee reports from both Judiciary and Appropriations Committees, Senate Bill 201, and the Judiciary Committee report, and Senate Bill 212.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the consent calendar of the committee report? Seeing none, the questions before us is the passage of the committee report. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. Committee report is passed. We'll stand for a senatorial 5. The committee will come back to order. Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the consent calendar? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of all bills. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion passes. All bills passed. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the committee rise and report.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Committee will rise and report.
Senate will come back to order. Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and a number of bills under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs lead report set on consideration of the following attached bills being the second reader of and makes the following recommendations. Number 1, Senate Bill 249 is amended. Senate Bill 28 is amended. Senate Bill 91 is amended. Senate Bill 126 is amended. Senate Bill 201 is amended. Senate Bill 212 passed the second read order and gross place on the calendar for their reading and final passage. House Bill 1224, House Bill 1189, House Bill 1177, House Bill 1027 is amended. House Bill 1070 is amended. House Bill 1120, House Bill 1221 passes the second reading in order to revise and place on the calendar for their reading and final passage.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the adoption of the report.
Motion is for the adoption of the report to the committee of the whole. Are there any no votes? The vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused. The committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 249 is amended. Senate Bill 28 is amended. Senate Bill 91 is amended. Senate Bill 126 is amended. Senate Bill 201 is amended. Senate Bill 212 passed on second reading in order to engross and place on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1224, House Bill 1189, House Bill 1177, House Bill 1027 is amended, House Bill 1070 is amended, House Bill 1120, House Bill 1221 passed on second reading in order to engross, ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Yes, he stole your calendar, Mr. President. He did. That's like $100. I'll write a check out. Thank you, Don.
Consideration of governor's appointments consent calendar. Mr. Carpenter, please read all the appointments on the consent calendar.
Member of the Colorado Lottery Commission for a term expiring July 1st, 2020, Stella Peterson of Arvada, Colorado, serves as a member of the public and as a Democrat, reappointed.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move all of the appointment on the governor's appointments consent calendar consisting of a member of the Colorado Lottery Commission.
Is there any discussion? The motion is for the adoption of all the governor's appointments listed on the consent calendar. Are there any no votes? The vote of 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused. Those appointments are confirmed. The following persons have been appointed to the Colorado Lottery Commission: Stella Peterson of Arvada, Colorado. Committee reports.
April 6, 2017, Committee on Local Government. After consideration, Mayor's Committee recommends the following: Senate Bill 279 be amended as follows. As so many referred to Committee of the Whole. The favorable recommendation be placed on the consent calendar.
Message from the governor.
April 6, 2017, Colorado Senate. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to inform you that I have approved and will file with the Secretary of State the following acts. Senate Bill 46, concerning the modernization of procedures pertaining to warrants and checks not yet presented to the State Treasurer for payment, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:55 p.m. Senate Bill 144, concerning the recommended continuation of the Education Data Advisory Committee by the Director of Division of Professions and Occupations in the Department of Regulatory Agencies, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:31 p.m. Senate Bill 146, concerning access to the Electronic Prescription Drug Monitoring Program, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:35 p.m. Senate Bill 142, concerning the requirement to include notification to a patient regarding the patient's breast tissue classification with the required mammography report, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:40 p.m. Senate Bill 177, concerning amending the definition of the special respondent in the Children's Code to allow a person to be voluntarily joined in a dependency or neglect proceeding, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:55 p.m. Senate Bill 178, concerning prohibiting a court from requiring a medical marijuana patient to abstain from the use of marijuana as a condition of bond, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:52 p.m. Senate Bill 230, concerning payment of expenses of the Legislative Department, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:55 p.m. Senate Bill 100, concerning qualified immunity for persons performing land stewardship activities on public land, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:48 p.m. Senate Bill 97, concerning the presumption that a conveyance of an interest in land also conveys an interest in adjoining property consisting of vacated right-of-way, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:55 p.m. Senate Bill 65, concerning a requirement that a healthcare provider disclose the charges they impose for common health care services when payment is made directly rather than by a third party, approved April 6, 2017 at 2:45 p.m. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
Message from the House.
In response to the request of the Senate, the Speaker has appointed Representative Singer, Chairman, Janal, and Wilson as House conferees on the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 106. In response to the request of the Senate, the Speaker has appointed Representatives Winter, Chairman, Bridges, and Lundeen as House conferees on the First Conference Committee on Senate Bill 213.
Announcements. Senator Hill.
Thanks, Mr. President. Colleagues, just a brief announcement on the conference committee. We just voted on room 111 at 11 o'clock is when we will be meeting. The Speaker has appointed the sponsors over there. We have the sponsors here with Senator Gardner, Senator Moreno, and myself. Room 111 at 11 o'clock. There's a chance we'll slide that just a little bit forward depending on the House schedule, but I'll text everyone and let them know. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, just wanted to get something on your radar, and you'll get a flyer next week on it. But next Thursday, I will be hosting a group of landowners from the Gunnison Valley who will come up here and talk about conservation easements. I know this is an issue that a lot of us are concerned about and are looking to learn more about. This is a unique opportunity to actually hear from the ranchers on how these impact them, how they help them, and would appreciate any support we can get from these guys. These guys are leaving during calving season, which is an incredibly difficult time to leave your property, and that marks the importance of them coming up here and talk to us about conservation easements. So next Thursday in the Supreme Court chambers around lunch, and you'll get a flyer next week. Thank you.
Senator Martinez-Humenick.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, the Joint Technology Committee is going to be canceled. The formal committee is going to be canceled today. However, we do have some folks coming in from California that are going to be doing a facial image recognition demonstration and talking about this new technology that's coming. So if you would like to be a part of that, we will still be doing that at noon, and that will be upstairs in Senate Committee Room 352. And go Rockies.
Any other announcements? Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I do need your attention for a few minutes here. There's been a request to take Senate Bill 91 off of the third reading consent calendar, which will occur on Monday. We will have some bills to read over the desk in about 45 minutes to an hour. So in a moment, I will move to recess us until 10:30. You do not need to be here. However, when we recess, there's something very special that we all can do together if you choose to. You may know that the House was here until 11 o'clock last night on second reading, working on the long bill, the budget. At 11 o'clock, the Majority Leader moved to rise, report, and beg leave to sit again. So they came back this morning to do cow amendments on second reading, which is what they're doing today, this morning. Which also means they cannot do third reading on the bill, on the long bill, until Monday. Which also means that we pass the budget through this chamber in 4 days. And it also means that the House will pass the budget through their chamber in 8 days. And that means that we have half the time, half the members, and that we're twice as good, probably 4 times as good. Now, it occurred to me this morning that today for the House is effectively Legislative Groundhog Day. Today is their second Thursday of the week. So we have a flyer here with love from the Senate. Happy Groundhog's Day. Then we have a flyer that says, Dear Representatives, it feels like we've been here before. Love the Senate. And then another one that says, Senate Budget Guarantee, budget passed in under a week or your money back. And then we have another one that lists out some items. Coffee to get you through the night, $4.25. Mac and cheese for dinner, $45. Amendments to the long bill, 93 of them. Trusting your representatives to argue all night over the budget, $45. There are some things the Senate can't do. For everything else, there's the House. When we recess here, I would invite all of you, our sergeants, the Senate staff, come and get a copy of the flyer and a box of matzahs. And let's all join together in the House lobby or up in the gallery and show our flyers and show the representatives our appreciation for how well we work together and our wish that they could get to the same point as us. And if we could please give this nice staff lady, Nori, a hand for coming up with all these flyers on a fly this morning. So. With that, Mr. President, and the hope that all 35 members of the Senate will come together, work together, and cooperate in giving some grief to the lower chamber across the way, I move that the Senate recess until 10:30 a.m. today.
The motion before us is to recess until 10:30 a.m. today. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and we'll be in recess till 10:30 a.m. today.
Thank you.